Welcome everyone to my final cast of the night. Blue Pikachu versus Complexity Gaming. Blue Pikachu, of course, taking out SFE in their previous matchup, winning it 2-1, losing game 1, bringing it back game 2, close game, back and forth, with them taking it towards the end, and game 3 just dominating the side of SFE. Can they do the same up against the giants of Complexity, so to speak? Lots of the guys on Twitch chat were saying, nah, Complexity's got this, but there were a couple of people on chat that were rooting for Blue Pikachu, so let's see if they can do it for the fans. The boys in blue, so to speak, from Blue Pikachu versus Complexity. Bans have already gone through. Beastmaster and Necro being banned out from the side of Blue Pikachu up against the Veno as well as the Lich. This did leave the Nature's Prophet, Spirit Breaker, as well as the Ancient Apparition in the pool, and the IO, and Blue Pikachu decided to pick up the IO first, followed up by the Spirit Breaker, Night Stalker and Lycan being picked up for Complexity. So basically going for that nighttime play between those two. The next bands were the Puck and the Warlock, followed up by the CK and the Monkey King. Bloodseeker was picked up next by Blue Pikachu. Keep in mind, the IO has been picked up, but let me just quickly fix my headset there. The IO has been picked up, but the IO doesn't necessarily have to be wombo comboed with the likes of a CK, a Tiny, etc. IO is just strong all around in regards with reducing incoming damage, but there's also a lot of other heroes that you can run him with. However, Bloodseeker's picked up as that core pos 1 for Blue Pikachu. Are we going to see a most likely a mid duo with the IO? Who's it going to be? Well, let's see if Blue Pikachu decides to pick him up now. Complexity picked up the Dazzle, defending up against any of those pesky jumps with the Bloodseeker. Rupture, Dazzle can actually heal him, can Shallow Grave him, get that person out of any kind of fight. If there's any 4-stars, bring that person out, heal him up, and just take him out of the fight after he's been ruptured. Keep him safe. So I do like Dazzle picks up against Bloodseeker in general. It does keep the person that's been ruptured alive a lot longer and does allow them to retreat back a safe distance, start healing up. If you do have a salve, literally just back off when you're Shallow Grave, get healed, and salve yourself up while standing still, join the fight. That could possibly turn the Bloodseeker's rupture into basically nothing. Let's see how Blue Pikachu decides to respond on this. What's their next pick going to be? Taking quite a bit of time in their banning phase. Well, not banning phase, picking phase. Their reserve time, I mean. And the last pick there is going to be the Axe. I was thinking about the Axe with the Dazzle, of course. The Shallow Grave just dunked straight through it. But it is... Quickly have a look here. Night Stalker, Dazzle, Lycan. The slows coming through there. It is going to be a difficult lane for the Axe if Axe is going to be thrown on that bottom lane. We could possibly see the Wisp or the IO moving with the Axe in there. And this is probably going to be the offlane Jakiro that we've been seeing coming through from Complexity quite a bit on Moo. I've been a big fan of that. I remember when I cast it last week and I'm like, hey, offlane Jakiro. Twitch chat went crazy saying that's just retarded and dumb and stupid. And it just works out so well if you can get a couple of early levels up. Specifically when you know you're only going to be up against a dual lane. Jakiro can do a lot of damage with the Liquid Fire as well as the Dual Breath. Let's see what... The last bands here from Blue Pikachu is going to be a Pugna. So stopping that full-on push from Jakiro, Lycan, Pugna. And Complexity, are they going to take out a mid hero? Do they possibly think that Bloodseeker is going to be run mid? Is Bloodseeker still going to be that safe lane Bloodseeker? Axe off lane, possibly Axe IO. Dueling in that off lane role just to try and keep the Axe alive a little bit? Or are we going to see more of aggressive mid coming through with the IO plus mid? And let's see. There's the Dragonite from Complexity. More push coming through and more tank as well. With this Dragonite, the Dragon Blood as well as the Dragon Form, the towers aren't going to be standing for long. However, Blue Pikachu, they do have a Blood Seeker. They can throw down his Blood Right. They can try and stop pushes. The Axe as well. If the Axe can actually get up an early blink, can turn this fight around on complexity quite fast. However, it will depend what kind of mid hero they do decide to match up with this. Is this going to be the likes of a Queen of Pain, or are they going to run the Axe IO mid or the Bloodseeker IO mid? Complexity banned out the Timbersaw, so maybe they know something I don't. I don't know Blue Pikachu's drafting style quite a lot here, so let's see. I'm not going to guess this too much. I mean, Complexity's come through with a standard draft, like a Night Stalker Dazzle, offlane Jakiro. The Night Stalker can roam through to the Jakiro. They can actually get a couple of kills. Jakiro can spam a lot in that offlane role. Dragonite being mid. Blue Pikachu. What's their final pick going to be? Ursa. Ursa mid up against the DK. That's actually a good matchup. Ursa can do quite a bit of damage up against any kind of melee hero. I feel that Ursa is probably the best 1v1 mid hero for two melee heroes or melee heroes, depending on how you want to say it. Of course, different regions, different pronunciation, and yeah. Ursa up against Dragonite. This is going to be a good matchup. It's going to be interesting to see how Limp deals with this. He will, of course, most likely be bottle crowing early up so that he can spam out his Dragonfire, trying to keep the Ursa on a lot lower HP. But I think Ursa should have the upper hand there, even with the Dragon's Blood on the Dragonite. Let's see. And let's see how this match is going to go. Even, are we going to see this IO combining with the Ursa mid just to give him a little bit more speed, a little bit more durability? They might even be, they might even be able to kill the Dragonite a couple of times at probably around level 3, level 4 mark. Dragonite will be susceptible to the Ursa plus IO and Spirit Breaker charging in as well, getting that extra stun, getting that extra lockdown. Watch the Wisp wrap around behind the Dragonite, tether up towards the Ursa as well, get that extra slow, or, 0 movement speed slow. Not a stun anymore. Long time ago, not anymore. But let's have a look. Everyone's saying you can TP out of Rupture if there's no grave. Yes, you can, but there's still a lot of lockdown. There's an Axe there that can call. There's a Spirit Breaker that can charge, that can Nether Strike. So, let's see. TP's coming through right now. coL will scout out the Spirit Breaker. Might actually know that there's a ward down. Where's he going to place the sentry? He might actually think that the ward was placed over here, and if he drops the sentry roughly around this area, he's not going to scout anything out. Always try to drop it there. Scouts out mostly that area. Here's a charge straight in onto coL right now. Will we be able to see a first blood? It's going to be very difficult. The body blocks coming in from Alrin already. They want to go in. coL is not long for this world. One more right click and AD gets it. We saw in the previous game, Team Blue Pikachu, they really wanted to go for early kills. They wanted to go for a lot of aggression, specifically pre-1 minute or pre-minute 0. They wanted to try and steal the bounty rates a lot. So let's have a look. We do see Z-Freak busy moving here towards the Radiant. Yeah, moving in towards the Radiant jungle, trying to steal one for themselves. Z-Freak versus Scourge McDuck. Love the name still. We'll probably say it 10 more times. And 2 runes for 2 runes. Plus a first blood up for the side of Blue Pikachu. Good early lead for them. Good early start. Really what they wanted. And this is going to be a dual lane. The IO as well as the Ursa. And yep. Up versus a dual lane of themselves. Dragonite versus the Dazzle. I still give this lane here to the Ursa, or even though there's more healing up for the side of Complexity. Just the amount of damage. Look at the damage coming through here. Limp might actually drop from this. Do they have enough? Is there going to be a heal? Is there going to be anything? No! There's a kill. It's only a poison touch up here, so that's 2-0. Blue Pikachu taking the early lead, and This is, of course, without Fury Swipes up here for the Ursa. Ursa sitting on 2/4 his way towards his level 2. And with this level 2, it's going to be even more difficult for the side of Complexity to deal and to do anything about this. But Dazzle will hit his 2 up right now. One more right click needed, one more creep needed. He hits his 2 and goes for the Shallow Wave, not Shallow Grave. So that's a problem for him. Dazzle might actually drop from this. One more hit needed. Who's going to get it? He is on a killing spree. AD sitting on 3-0 and 1 minute into this game. Very good start for the side of Blue Pikachu. Level 2 is up right now for the Ursa, so he's just constantly going to right click and try to keep up these Fury Swipe stacks onto the Dragonite as much as possible. Let's have a look on the bottom lane. I do see a little bit of harassment coming through between Alrin versus Night Stalker. Who can do the most? Who can do... Yeah, they're just attacking each other. Not really much happening there. And the first Observer Ward being dropped here on the middle high ground for the side of Complexity. And a stun onto Night Stalker. They are trying, of course, stop him from getting this ruin. Will they be able to do it? And yeah, there's the bottle up here for the IO. Now the one to turn on. Is there going to be any kind of bash? Only level 1 on the Spirit Breaker, so won't be able to do anything with a lucky haste drain here as well. That also means that Ursa has to back up just a little bit because he is going to be taking quite a bit of damage, but he just gets healed up instantly as soon as the IO is there. Meanwhile, a hasted Night Stalker coming through, trying to scout out for any kind of sneaky shenanigans from a courier, but it's going to be the Wisp. The IO does drop from that. Ursa turning around, going in onto the Dragonite. Dragonite taking a lot of damage, but the Ursa being slowed up. Now he's turning around. He wants to go in for more, but he's in a lot of trouble right now. Spirit Breaker just does not have any vision, and Dragonite solves up completely. So Dragonite not having that salve now. They want to turn around. Dragonite might be in a bit of trouble right now. Ursa busy moving in. There's the charge as well. One hit needed. The Fury Swipe is there. That's a 4-0 Ursa at this point. So 4-1 for the side of Blue Pikachu. I'm just focusing here on the middle lane, guys, because this is where all the action's at. Top lane, Axe busy creep skipping at this point. Doing a bit of damage here to the Jakiro. Well, it's not really creep skipping. It's, yeah. Well, it is. Moo. Safe lane. Jakiro might be in a bit of trouble. The core gets missed here from the Axe. Axe still trying to bully his way forward. So, bottom lane. Lycan up here. Lycan versus the Bloodseeker. We haven't even spoken about the lanings just yet. We thought it was going to be an off lane Jakiro, but it is a safe lane, so quite interesting. Poor little IO. Poor little Wisp. Trying to go for a bottle, I think. A bottle up onto the bounty rune. No making it. And yeah, let's go straight back into the laning. It's 4 minutes in, so there's been so much action on the middle lane. I haven't really spoken about the laning stage right now. And it is the Bloodseeker up versus the Lycan. Lycan, however, might actually go for a kill. Will they be able to get the Bloodseeker? Bloodseeker is dead. coL managing to get that kill. Because of the poison touch, which is still level 1. But having both the, well, you know, the Lycan here in this lane and the Jakiro up on top, Jakiro will be able to get a little bit more experience, a little bit more farm as well. And to be honest, we've seen what Moo can do up here on the Jakiro. But Chessie is being charged up as well. coL does scout out the charge coming through here. Chessie in a bit of trouble right now. The IO does tether up onto the Spirit Breaker. Will they be able to actually get the rest of the burst damage needed? The Wisp, he's busy ticking, he's busy hitting, doing what he can, and there's the Shallow Grave. Lycan turns around, tries to do as much damage as possible, does get the kill at the end there onto the IO, but 2 heroes in exchange for 1. Worth it, and Ursa just busy farming up a storm here in the middle lane. 26-1 versus his counterpart 19-2. Dragonite can't really do anything up against this Ursa, so Dragonite's struggling a little bit. He needs help, he needs support. And Night Stalker trying to go for a courier snipe. Will get scouted out, maybe by the IO. Not quite sure if the IO saw him there. And IO's just going back mid. We'll be able to keep the Ursa at mostly full HP. And let's have a look now, once again, top lane. We haven't spoken about top that much. It's just a Jakiro versus an Axe. Axe can't really get too close to the Jakiro. He will just get burned out if the Axe comes in. Attacks will be slowed, movements will be slowed, and it's just pretty even. But bottom lane, we might see another engagement here. Scourge McDuck might be in a lot of trouble. The heal bomb is there, and they do manage to do enough damage, but the TP's out. So 1-for-0 trade-off, 6 and 5. Started off very strong for the side of Blue Pikachu. However, they are dropping a couple of heroes here and there to the side of Complexity after they've taken their foot off the gas pedal. Okay, BP Oren, he is eyeing Moo right now. They want to go in here. There's 3 heroes here towards the top lane. Io is here as well. Will they be able to do anything? They will scout out Night Stalker at this point. And Night Stalker might be... Will they actually be able to jump onto him? Nope, they're a little bit split up and Axe has to back off. Axe is only level 5 at this point. Bottom lane, are they going to be diving? No, Bloodseeker just decides to back off. So... what started off very strong for the side of Blue Pikachu, they're slowly falling a little bit behind the charges onto Chessie, so they do have vision. Level 6 up on the Bloodseeker just with that last creep kill, and Chessie might be in a lot of trouble. He still keeps on running. Will they be able to do enough? Here comes the Wisp as well. The Tethers managed to actually get the kill. Now they want to turn around onto Z-Freak, but it is nighttime, so Z-Freak will be able to run away. Meanwhile, middle lane, Ursa going toe-to-toe versus 2 heroes. They do ping out the shrine that they want to use. They'll use it. They'll just fall back, and another charge here onto Z-Freak. No, Z-Freak just cancels out the charge here for the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker might be in quite a bit of trouble. Is there going to be a Howl? No Howl up just yet. Just right clicks coming through. It is nighttime. Be very careful. This Night Stalker does a lot. And top lane, Moo's just doing Moo things, pushing out. And here's the Wisp as well, working his way towards the Urn of the Shadows. Oh, I missed one. I missed a kill. Missed a kill on the bottom lane. I think there's been like 2 kills out of all the games so far, 2 or 3 that I've missed. So I've been hitting them mostly. First tower to fall for this game, no surprise, is on the side of Complexity. And, oh, a Dazzle getting out alive, getting a good Shallow Grave off, and they want to turn around. They actually want to go into the Jakiro. Jakiro drops down his Macro Pyre. I don't think it's going to be enough with the likes of Ursa just cleaving him down, nearly getting the kill up onto the Axe, but Axe gets out. The charge still coming through towards the top lane, and Bloodseeker took over middle. He needed a little bit more, well, a safer space to farm up. However, a Z-Freak is in the neighborhood. Will want to go for him. There's the stun up from Limp. Now they want to turn around. Will they be able to get the kill up onto the Bloodseeker? Bloodseeker's being healed up here by Io. Io coming in, saving his life. Now they're turning around. They're going onto the Dragonite. Dragonite's in a lot of trouble. There's the first dunk. The charge went through all the way onto Kyle. Kyle cannot do anything about this. The rest of the side of Blue Pikachu will back off. Io might be in a bit of trouble himself. He does have 2 stick charges, and he's busy ticking down. 40 HP left. Moo doing quite a bit of damage, but it's not enough. Bottom lane though, Chessie just constantly pushing out this wave, moving up, building towards... what's coming in here? Yeah, that will be... what's this going to be? An Echo Saber? Nah, more... okay. Just a mask up at this point for the Lycan. And the push is there for the mid-tier 1 tower. The push coming up from the side of Complexity is quite sick, insane, with the Lycan as well as the Jakiro and the Dragonite. But here comes Ursa. Ursa's one of those heroes that can deal up versus the Dragonite quite well, dealing a lot of damage. But Moo just drops his Macro Pyre down, forcing the side of Blue Pikachu to just back off. They can't really fight. They can't do too much up against this burn coming through. And as you can see, 4 heroes are here for Blue Pikachu. There's a Blink Dagger up on the Axe, so this is go time. They want to move in. They want to, move forward. They want to get a jump, and let's see if they can actually. There's the trees broken down as well. Will they be able to get a jump onto Dazzle or onto anyone? No, Axe decides he's just going to go back to farming. It's 10 minutes into the game. 4,300 net worth up for the Ursa versus 4,200 for the Lycan. Lycan playing on that bottom lane, and there you go, Lycan form. He's just busy running. Even though he's ruptured, he can't really do anything. Now he's stopping, and there's just going to be a blink. Yeah, he literally can't do anything. One of the biggest counters to a Lycan, in my opinion, is the Bloodseeker. And even if he stopped there, they would still be an axe. Even if the axe didn't have his core, his culling blade, he'll still be able to core. Sorry for the camera movement there. He'll still be able to core, cancel out any kind of TPs. So 10 and 6 currently for the side of Blue Pikachu. Looking at the net worth, was roughly around 1,500 in their favor, dropping to just under roughly around 600. So very even game currently, 11 minutes in. The big thing though is the experience, leading quite heavily, just over 1,000 in favor of Complexity. And I mean, I've always said that in the past couple of patches, it's not as much the net worth lead that you have in the first 16 minutes, it's the experience lead. Of course, if you're like 10,000 net worth at 60 minutes, then you pretty much won the game. But if it's quite even, or just like a couple thousand, like 1,000 here or there, experience plays a bigger role in this, specifically when the level 10s come up and specific heroes and the level 10 talent. But career kill, boom, there you go. Raiden career's been killed, no items have been dropped. Let's see if anyone managed to get a drop or two from that. Not quite sure if there are any drops. But a kill coming up once again from the Ursa. Ursa sitting on 4-0 and 3. That was actually the Wisp taking that kill. Okay, we might see a wraparound here. It is nighttime. So Night Stalker hovering around the middle lane. coL as well as Chessie busy farming up in the enemy jungle. And Chessie actually shows himself on the bottom lane. He has to be careful because the Spirit Breaker is there. Doesn't have enough mana for a charge, but he doesn't know that. So he's busy backing out. We might even see coL just hovering around just to make sure that he can grave him and TP out. But 3 heroes here for Complexity bottom. 2 heroes here. There was actually a Wisp relocate here for the top kill, and they didn't get it. And there you go. They just decided to back off, get an insta-pop on the IO. Another one to turn around. Will they be able to get a kill onto the Ursa? Ursa isn't raged up right now, so not taking as much damage as they would like. And more TPs have come in. Axe does not have a blink. The bird coming through here from the Jakiro, just cancelling it out. Will we get a call? Unfortunately, the call is just out of range. They will be able to pick off the Dazzle, however. And a 1-for-1 trade-off. Dazzle for IO. Both healers. Not quite sure who that favors. But let's see. Can they get the jump onto the Night Stalker? Not quite sure what you're still doing there, Night Stalker. You are dead. Just pretty much stating the obvious there. It's like, no, Night Stalker, you're alive. He's just gone for a 20-second nap. But side of Blue Pikachu moves straight in onto Rosh. Ursa does not have any kind of lifesteal just yet. They do have an axe with a Blink Dagger that can sort of protect them. And the Dragonite scouted out, I think, the Spirit Breakers. So, yeah, the side of Complexity know this is happening, but they won't be able to get there in time. And this just means Blue Pikachu, they get a free rush. They'll be able to survive any kind of onslaught or push from the side of Complexity. And if they have to try and 5-man and defend that middle tower, this middle tower is giving them a lot of map control where they don't have, since they've lost top, they've lost bottom, they haven't taken any towers of their own. Without this middle tower, they would be extremely limited in regards with their vision. Sure, they'll be able to TP to one of their shrines, but let's have a look. Dragonite, he is being gone upon right now. There is a blink call, and Dragonite, he's in a lot of trouble. Where's the dunk coming from? No dunk needed. It's just spins galore, and IO blinks back all the way back to safety. Ursa goes in. Jakiro wants to go forward. What items does Jakiro have? Working up towards that Rod of Atos. It's just a ridiculous item for Jakiro. Oh no, Z-Freak. Z-Freak getting caught out here by Alrun. And the side of Blue Pikachu, well, playing a lot better than a lot of the guys on Twitch chat gave them credit for. And literally taking this fight to the side of Complexity. Let's see what the next items will be. Axe building up his way towards that Shadow Blade. Ursa getting up that. I actually like this from the Ursa. Getting the Desolator up will do a lot more damage, especially up against the tankiness of the Dragonite. Dragonite normally, of course, just builds into straight armor. Getting a Soul Curious up, beefing up his armor completely, being able to tank most carries, and turning into a very good late game carry if he gets an early lead. But this is exactly why Ursa's going up for a Deso, going straight in. However, Moo comes in with a good Ice Bolt, getting a Macropie down. Dragonite will drop. He'll be the first person to drop. Io manages to TP out of that one alive. They do pick him up. And Auron, he just gets blown up here from a heal bomb. They won't be able to get the kill onto Chessie. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off, but still a good trade-off in exchange. And Ryu has to be careful himself. He is frozen up right now. But in comes Io to save his life. And Moo gets chopped, gets blown. And Io, well, the power of Io, 2-for-1 special, a position 1 technically, a safe lane Jakiro versus a mid Dragonite in exchange for 1. Looking at the fight recap there, 2-for-1 trade-off, 700 gold going the way of Blue Pikachu. So Blue Pikachu looking quite strong at this point, getting the mid game. Not big lead that they wanted, but they are starting to control the mid game a little bit more with this Ursa. And they're, the big thing is they're stopping the push from the Lycan. Lycan's being forced back into the jungle, being forced back to farm up a little bit more. They have just taken the gold lead, and they are 3 towers still behind. So if they can take these 3 towers, it'll put them roughly around that 4k advantage in their favor. So the side of Blue Pikachu playing very well. Macropire being dropped here just to make sure that they can actually that Moo can farm. They know there's no Macropire, but Macropire's cooldown's what, 60 seconds? So they don't have to worry too much about that. Let's have a quick look and see. Limp, what's he building up towards? Next item will be his Blink Dagger. Probably will have that in around a minute, maybe a minute and a half. He's not farming extremely fast. From the side of the Lycan. Ooh, that's first tier 1 tower taken from the side of Blue Pikachu. Dazzle does have a medallion up. So this medallion is actually going to help up against the Deso. That's, oh my word, Deso flying in on the courier for Ursa. This Ursa is so strong right now. Have a look at the rest of the items. Lycan just has a Mask of Madness as well as an Omelette. No. Quickly looking. I mean, he's not going for that pure push, not going for level 3 Necros early on. He wants to be able to do a little bit more right-click damage up here with Shapeshift. And Nighttime actually being cost. But I do think that the side of Blue Pikachu might actually want to fight this. Not if they're under the ulti coming through here from coL. So there's the backup. And Io just links all the way back. Are they still going to push for this? Yeah. Moo comes through. He does have a Rod of Atos. Does catch out the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker can't do anything. He is trapped. He is rooted. He is dead. And Scourge McDuck. Best name in Dota currently. Not best player. Best name. Just love the name. Busy pushing out bottom lane. He's doing what he needs to do. Catching up on farm. And having the nighttime pop chair by the Night Stalker. Oh no. I was just about to say, having that just for a Spirit Breaker is actually good. But they do manage to pick off the Lycan. And they want to move in for more. Will they be able to get the kill? Dazzle does have a shallow grave. But yeah, he just gets right click down. Ursa doing so much damage. Blue Pikachu, I mean, I am pleasantly surprised. I am liking this from the side of Blue Pikachu, taking it to the side of Complexity. However, they have to start moving and, start getting a little bit more map control, because the side of Complexity has a better draft that can scale a bit better late game. Even though, sure, you have the Ursa, you have the Axe, they do very well. I still feel that the Lycan with the Dragonite as well as the Jakiro can literally come back from any kind of a 10k net worth deficit, a 15k net worth deficit. The side of Complexity can come back from that. Looking at the Rod of Atos can pretty much guarantee any squishy kill with the Macropire onto the Rod of Atos. And are we going to see him pop it? Nope. But middle tower has been taken. Net worth all of a sudden leading for the side, well not all of a sudden, but leading for the side of Blue Pikachu. Once again, that 16-minute mark. It's nearly every game that we've been watching, there's been a big change, whether it's a change or whether it's just a bigger increase at that 16-minute mark. And that's just what what's happened over here. Going in favor of Blue Pikachu, currently sitting on over 2,000 net worth in their favor, getting a couple of towers down as well. And Complexity, they're just farming in their opponent's jungle. They know their own jungle isn't safe, so they're just going to take up their opponent's jungle, try and push out the bottom lane. Lycan is here moving. He's busy balling towards that Assault Cuirass. Dragonite's got up his Drums of Endurance, so they do have a bit more mobility up against the Ursa. And let's see, is Blue Pikachu going to try and defend this or not? We do see Axe going in right now. They do jump onto Dragonite. Dragonite is called. Do they have enough damage to actually kill him this early on? Is there going to, where's the dunk coming from? The dunk's not there just yet. There's the dunk. After the Dazzle use the Shallow Grave. Dazzle is ruptured up right now. Dazzle just gets beat down. Now Complexity, they want to turn in onto the Axe, but the Axe, he just calls. He gets more armor for himself. And Z-Freak might drop, but he gets earned up. Luckily, unfortunately, Moo missing the Ice Path there. They do manage to eventually pick off the Night Stalker, and they want to turn and run around for more. Blue Pikachu losing 2, getting 3 in return. And I was waiting for the fight recap, but no fight recap. Oh, there you go. Fight recap finally came up. Oh, wait. Moo actually wants to go in for a kill here onto the Spirit Breaker. Oh, well, Spirit Breaker does get the charge off just in time, and Moo drops. So, Oren getting a little bit of payback there. And if we look at the game, 23 to 11, 3k net worth in favor of Team Blue. Pikachu limp. He does have his Blink Dagger up, Drums of Endurance. What's he building up next though? That's the big question. Are there any big items that can come up now for Complexity that can actually help them up? Maybe getting a Yule Scepter up on someone? Just to stop the initiation, stop the jump coming in here from the side of Blue Pikachu. And, oh, coL's in a very bad position here if he gets scouted. Radiant use their scan. Night Stalker, no big items up just yet. Helm of the Dominator is picked up, so that is going to help, of course, in regards to the armor as well as the aura stacking coming through. Lycan, still quite a ways off before he picks up his Assault Cuirass. I'm just trying to see if there's any big items from the side of Complexity that will give them the advantage again, because bit by bit, it seems like they are falling behind. However, Veil of Discord as well as Rod of Atos up here for Moo, but they are busy jumping here onto Z-Freak. Z-Freak's in a lot of trouble. He does get ruptured up right now, busy running away. Yeah, buddy, that's really not going to help. And the rest of the team, they might just be out of position. Do they scout out Limp? Is Limp going to jump in? Limp does jump in, goes onto the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker, however, there's the Ice Path, does catch him out. Is the side of Blue Pikachu. Are they going to try and turn and burn on this? There's another sentry catching onto Ryu at this point. And this is very good for the side of Complexity. Actually getting in a better position. Blue Pikachu getting, a little bit overconfident and splitting up. Instead of just fighting and the Ice Path was down, Blue Pikachu just should have fought. Back up your teammates, but they decided to spread out a little bit, and that cost them. Only a 1k net worth deficit now for the side of Complexity, and they move straight into the Rosh Pit. This is very big for them. There is no Axe for 25 seconds. There's no Wisp or IO for 22 seconds. This will be a free rush, and it's going to be a rush and Aegis for the side of Complexity. So Complexity coming back there with quite a big swing in regard to that team fight. And having this Aegis, are we going to see any? Yeah, or Ursa might be in a bit of trouble. He does get rooted up right now. Are they going to try and contest this rush? There is no time left. Another Ice Path coming through on Moo. We're just constantly throwing everything up here, getting the Veil down, getting the Ice Path down, getting the Rod of Atos down, stopping any kind of forward momentum that Blue Pikachu can find there. This Bloodseeker is 900 away from his Radiant. I do think this Radiance will help out significantly, especially up against the Lycan. Any kind of pushing power that the side of Complexity has, because sure, they have a little bit of magical burst, but the majority of Complexity's damage comes from right click. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Heaven's Halberd coming up from Blue Pikachu. Anyone building towards a Heaven's Halberd just yet? No one. Radiance giving even more mischance. So let's see. Currently, team net worth is absolutely zero difference between the two teams. Zero experience between the two teams, roughly. I know this isn't zero. That's like, what, 600 and maybe 200, 100. So, both teams catching up right now. The Ursa, I mean, having a full BKB, this is going to be a 10-second BKB, might just be the signal for them to fight. They're TPing in towards the bottom lane, and will they be able to defend this? Nope! You can't defend that tower. Now you're all alone, Ursa. Be careful. Ursa has the BKB flying in towards him. Axe also has a BKB up within only a couple hundred gold. So maybe waiting for that BKB before they do decide to move in and take a fight anywhere. Medallion of Courage up here for the Spirit Breaker, and last but not least, Io. Still having that mech up only regen. Well, having a regen bottle up on a Wisp is ridiculously strong. Oh, Chase, he might be in a bit of trouble. He gets caught out. Axe scouting him out, and here comes the Wisp. Where's the dunk? No dunk needed, but this is the Aegis. We do, however, see the wraparound coming in from coL. Where's the blink initiation coming through? Are we going to see anything for, well, any kind of follow-up right now? And it's only onto the Io. If this is all they get in exchange for the Aegis, it is going to be very good for the side of Complexity. There's a charge out from the Spirit Breaker, and it's only a 1 for 0. Well, it's a 1 for the Aegis. So if the Axe doesn't die from this, it would have been very good, but there you go. Axe drops, gets a couple of good spins. Is he going to be able to survive this? Unfortunately not. After that second kill, that's very well done from the side of Complexity. Losing an Aegis, getting 2 kills in return. And this might just mean that they can push up and take a tier 2 tower medal. People on Twitch chat saying, Blue Pikachu, take my energy. Now, a lot of people are feeling that way, but the side of Complexity just proving to be a little bit more composed currently, making sure they get the pickoffs, trying to force the side of Blue Pikachu to make mistakes, and it's been working. Having this farm up on the Jakiro, sitting around the same as the Axe, even though the Jakiro, what was an Axe versus a Jakiro, so pretty much even lane there. And there you go. There's the Yule Scepter up, and with the likes of a Yule Scepter up on the Jakiro, can break any kind of initiation, break any kind of engage coming through from the side of Blue Pikachu, stop the jump from the Ursa either by using him or using whoever, well, using yourself if the Ursa jumps on you. Can just break that momentum, break those hits coming through, and allow you to turn the entire fight around. But let's see, what can Complexity actually, what do they decide to do now? They still have cheese up. Who's the cheese on? Or was the cheese used? I think the cheese might have been used. Nope, there's the cheese up on the Dragonite. Dragonite, of course, has a bottle inverse as well, which he does pop. And a smoke. Will they get scouted out right now? Ryu might be in a bit of trouble. He manages to back off a little bit, and here you go. Here's the counter coming through. Ursa, of course, does have a Desolator. This does help him push out the towers a little bit faster, and here's the charge. Spirit Breaker jumping in onto a couple of those heroes, but Spirit Breaker might be in a lot of trouble himself. He gets rooted up right now, and this is going to be the end of the Spirit Breaker. Meanwhile, the top lane, they are trying to push here for the counteracts. The first tier 3 is going to fall, and it is going to be in favor of the side of Blue Pikachu. However, Moo comes in, gets a good ice path as well as a macro power, but they still want to move in forward. They want to get this kill. There's the BKB being popped. They want to get this tower, and they will be able to. Now, he's going in onto Moo. Moo might be in a bit of trouble himself. Ursa will be able to get out of that one alive. However, Kyle, they did actually manage to pick off the Lycan, and now they want to go in for more. Will they be able to get the kill onto Dazzle? Dazzle will just drop from the Radiance burn. 2 for 2 special. However, the range Drax was down. Well, taken. So, oh, another blink in forward from the Dragonite. Did not expect that. And they do manage to get the kill onto the Axe. Now they want to turn around onto the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker does pop the Blade Mail. Just not going to be enough. Now Ursa comes in. It seems like the side of Blue Pikachu, they're just running in one by one at this point. This is not what they needed, but here comes Spirit Breaker. Manages to get a good Nether Strike onto the Dragonite, and Dragonite is in a lot of trouble right now. Does manage to get a stun onto Ursa. Can Ursa turn around and one-click him? Unfortunately not. Mui's just slowing them up way too much here with the Liquid Fire as well as the Rod of Atos. And a very scrappy, very messy fight coming through from both sides. That was a 5v3 trade-off. Gold exchange going 1,780 in favor of the side of Complexity. I do think, though, that this fight just took a lot longer than what's actually shown here. So I don't think the goal difference actually changed that much. In fact, I think it might have gone a little bit in favor of Team Blue Pikachu. So we'll have a look. Just want this to, yeah, maybe a little bit. As you can see, I don't think this was the entire fight, but it did drop significantly in Blue Pikachu's favor, getting the top tier 3, getting the first lane of not full racks, but half racks taken down as well. So the side of Complexity managing to get a lot of kills, but Blue Pikachu, knowing they were behind, you know, knowing that they had to try and do something, and since there was no tier 2 tower top, they knew, well, let's just take it. However, they can't do the same thing middle because there's a tier 2 tower there. There's still a tier 1 on this bottom lane for Complexity, so it's going to get a lot more difficult for the side of Blue Pikachu to actually do anything. And let's have a look here on the middle lane. We do see a blink forward, managing to get the stun in onto the Spirit Breaker. And that's going to be the end of him. The Howl was used as well from Lycan. Let's see if they manage to push forward. They will go get this tier 2 tower in exchange. There's no backdooring shenanigans that Blue Pikachu can do right now. Can they defend against this? They, of course, do have a Bloodseeker. They do have an Axe that can jump in forward. And this will just be a back out moving in towards the top tier 2 tower for the side of Complexity. Chessie leading the charge. Of course, he does not have his shapeshift up at this point. And IO moving up a little bit too forward. Will he be? He does. Oh, will he actually get out of this one? He does get rooted up. But the mech, of course, as the bottle healing him up and the tether keeping him out of range, even though the root was cast, it does have a projectile timer. Well, it is a projectile, meaning it's not instant. It gets thrown. Axe has a 9-second BKB. Let's have a look at the BKB times right now. 9-second BKB up on the Ursa. Any other BKBs up? Not that I can see. 34 minutes into this game. 7k net worth for Complexity. Complexity taking the lead bit by bit. Securing themselves a lead. Early game was extremely rough, but now here you go. Complexity's baiting it out a little bit. They do have backup here with Limp. He does have his Blink Dagger up in 5 seconds if he wants to try and wrap around. Of course, he has another Invis Rune as well as the Heaven's Halberd. And this Heaven's Halberd is massive against the likes of Ursa. Those of you guys watching on stream and supporting, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. I'm Reddit, and of course, big shout out to Beyond the Summit for giving me this opportunity to cast it. It's amazing, and I've seen a lot of support from the guys on stream, so I do appreciate it. Once again, leave the constructive criticism there. Let me know. Drop me a message on Twitter, Facebook. Let me know where I can improve, and I will do so. Let's have a quick look through the item progression here for the side of Complexity. Leading in regard to the net worth is this Lycan. Does have his full Assault Curious up. And I did hear the nighttime being cast. There's a blink forward in on this Axe. He does have his Blade Mail as well as his BKB. Trying to turn around, going in onto Jakiro. Jakiro does manage to back off, but there's a charge coming through. Mu just turns around, uses his Rod of Atos. stopped the Spirit Breaker dead in his tracks. The BKB is still up here. Is up here for the Bloodseeker, but Bloodseeker has taken a lot of damage. Now it's the IO. He does have a Ghost Scepter up. However, this Ghost Scepter might be, might damage him a lot more than anything else. The Jakiro just does so much magical damage, and the Axe, he's going to be the next person to fall. That's already 3-4-0 taken down on the side of Blue Pikachu. 4-0. Last one standing is the Bloodseeker, and this is going to be a full lane of racks. They have a glyph to try and defend it a little bit, but the side of Complexity might even decide to just jump for it. There you go, in onto the Bloodseeker. Ice Path being used, and this might just be 2 full lanes of racks, if not more. Very well played. Complexity showing composure, showing their form, and Blue Pikachu surprising a lot of people early on in regards with how well they played and what they actually managed to do up against the likes of Complexity. However, the past 10 minutes have just been the Complexity show. Not that they've been, in my opinion, outplaying the side of Blue Pikachu. They've just been more composed, taking fights when they needed to and not forcing issues. Io getting, there's a Ghost Scepter, keeping him alive a little bit, but this is going to be the third lane of racks. Mega Creeps is up here. Chessie just busy hitting everyone. Spirit Breaker comes through. He does manage to get a good charge off as well as a Nether Strike, but he gets healed up here from the Dazzle. And, are we going to see any kind of trade-offs? Lycan is extremely low. Lycan does drop, but that is full Mega Creeps up here for the side of Complexity. And Z-Freak, he's just going to push forward. Drops his nighttime, turns around, wants to go into the Axe, does manage to slow him up just a little bit, flies over onto the hill, and just pulling everyone on a wild goose chase. Full Mega Creeps up. GG, well played coming through here from the IO. Congratulations to Complexity taking game 1. Blue Pikachu, I'm actually a fan. They played very well this game. Showed a lot of promise. Let's see if Blue Pikachu can actually take this back in game number 2. And then from there, force us to a game 3 like they did versus SFE in their previous matchup. Guys, I'm Reddit. Thanks so much for joining. And for those of you guys on stream, let's have a quick look through at the scorecard. The big one here for me is Moo, 7-4 and 12. I mean, sure, his GPM wasn't the highest. It was the second highest, but he just played very well. His positioning, this guy on a Jakiro is just insane. His ice pots are ridiculous. His item choices, I've seen him go different items, different games, but the way that he plays his Jakiro and the way that he positions his Jakiro is always in such a good position where he drops down his ice path, it splits up team, or it splits up the opposing team, or he catches 3 in them, 4 in them, gets the macro pyre down. He just does so much to disrupt the team without dying, and that's the biggest issue with the Jakiro, is you are quite soft early on. And then if you can stay alive, just constantly dropping the dual breath, the liquid fire, you slow down the opposing team and you start kiting them. What's one of Ursa's biggest weaknesses? Being kited. So congratulations to Complexity, guys.